The alarm blared inside listening post Echo 9, hidden beyond Saturn's rings. Commander Kira Miles rushed to the console. Something was wrong. The stars weren't quiet tonight. A signal had come through. Not a random burst, not background noise. It was a voice, clear, cold, and direct. "Run, they are coming." The technicians froze. No origin, no frequency match. The message had skipped Earth satellites and aimed straight at the station. "Is this a prank?" one whispered. Kira shook her head. That wasn't a warning, it was a countdown. 30 seconds later, the station lights flickered. The screens glitched, showing symbols they couldn't translate, like something was watching through the wires. On Earth, no one cared yet. The signal hadn't reached them. But Kira knew this wasn't just some cosmic static. It felt personal. Too sharp, too perfect. Like someone or something wanted only humans to hear it. She recorded the message and sent it to Earth Command. They never responded. Outside the station window, the stars shifted. Something dark was moving between them, and it was getting closer. The skies over Houston turned black at noon. No warning. No storm, just darkness and silence. Power grids across Earth failed one by one. Airplanes dropped from the sky. Satellites stopped answering. In less than 3 minutes, half the planet went dark. At the Pentagon, General Ross stared at the crashing systems. "EMP. No," a tech stammered. "It's a signal, like the first one. But it's not words. It's code alive, spreading. Like a virus." Back at Echo 9, Kira watched helplessly. A second signal had hit them, too, but this one didn't speak. It burned through their systems, took control of their feeds, and replaced every screen with a single word. It blinked over and over, in every known language. And several that weren't. Kira's voice shook as she recorded a second. "Warning to Earth. They're not just coming. They're already here." Then the station's power died. On Earth, strange things began to happen. Machines started speaking in whispers. Security drones turned on their owners, and people claimed to hear voices from their phones. Even when they were off, something had entered the world. And it wasn't human. The signal wasn't just random. It had a source deep under Antarctica. In a place no satellite could scan, the pulse was repeating every hour. It wasn't bouncing. It was calling. A Black Ops strike team calcine Echo unit was deployed. 12 soldiers dropped into the frozen crater. They vanished within 7 minutes. Only one transmission made it back. "It's under the ice. It's not dead. It sees us," then static. Then screaming. Kira listened from a bunker in Nevada. Her blood ran cold. She replayed the words, trying to hear what came after the screams. There was something else. Like a second voice, whispering behind the soldier's own. Alien, calm. Back in D.C., officials tried to bury it all, said it was seismic activity. But they couldn't hide the truth for long. Satellites captured something rising beneath the ice. A black shape, massive, pulsing with light. Not a ship. Not a creature. A gate. The ice around it cracked. Steam rising like breath from a mouth that had been shut for too long. Whatever was under Antarctica was waking up. And it had heard the call too. It started with a smile. In Chicago, a man walked into a subway station and stood still for hours, eyes wide, whispering in a language no one recognized. When police approached, he smiled and vanished in front of them, leaving only smoke. In Tokyo, a woman collapsed at a shopping mall. Her veins turned black. Then she stood up, laughing in 10 voices at once. Her eyes weren't hers anymore. Weren't aliens falling from the sky? They were already here, hiding in people. Kira watched the cases pile up. Normal people changing overnight. Some disappeared. Some attacked. Some just stood still, whispering into radios, walls, even shadows. Infection wasn't spread by blood or touch, it spread through sound. The second signal had seeded something. A code, a parasite. But here's the worst part. Not everyone knew they were infected. They lived. They worked. They smiled. And then, at the right moment, they turned. Kira finally understood. The first message hadn't been a threat. It was a warning. Earth wasn't under invasion. It had already been claimed. The fall of New York took 6 hours. It began with a blackout, followed by mass confusion. Then, without warning, thousands of people dropped to their knees. Some screamed. Some laughed. All of them changed. Their skin rippled. Bones cracked. Voices layered. They weren't human anymore. Kira watched the satellite feed from the Mojave command bunker. The infected were moving fast, not like a zombie swarm, but with precision. As if someone else was driving their bodies. These aren't invaders, she said. They're tools. By noon, 20 cities were gone. No bombs. No fire. Just silence and streets full of standing bodies. Watching the sky, scientists tried to understand the infection. But any machine connected to the global network became corrupted within seconds. Hospitals, drones, smart homes all turned against their users. KEIRA issued the order to evacuate key cities. It was too late. A doctor's last message came through from Paris. It's not a virus, it's a command, and we're obeying. The infected weren't trying to destroy the world. They were clearing it for something else. At 2 a.m. UTC, every infected person on Earth looked up at once. Then the sky split. A rift black and wide tore open in the upper atmosphere like a wound in space. No ship came through. No light, just darkness, spreading like ink in water. Infected bodies dropped to the ground, twitching. Then one by one, they spoke all in the same voice. You were warned. You did not run. Now you will be repurposed. It wasn't a voice through the air. It was inside their heads. In the Mojave bunker, Kira stood frozen as global feeds collapsed. The rift wasn't just above Earth, it was everywhere. A dozen more opened over the oceans, glowing faint red. From each one, something crawled out. Long, boneless. Not machines, not flesh. Something in between. Earth's weapons didn't work. Missiles vanished before impact. Drones went silent. And the rift began pulling things upward. Satellites. Debris. People. Kira knew now. The invasion wasn't coming down to Earth. It was pulling Earth up into something far worse. Humanity didn't just fail to run. We walked into the trap. While the world burned, one place stayed silent: the moon. Inside Luna Station Theta, a small crew of off-grid scientists had survived. Their systems were analog. No networks. No AI. No signal could infect them. They watched Earth spin beneath the black rifts, terrified. Cities blinked out. Oceans shifted. And the message kept echoing through every channel. You will be repurposed. Kira was pulled from the Mojave ruins by a rescue team, one of the last human units left uninfected. They flew her to a classified launch site and sent her to Luna Station. She arrived to find a plan already in motion. Dr. Casimari, a neuroengineer, showed her a prototype. A signal jammer built from alien code, meant to shut down the psychic link between the rifts and infected minds. But there was a problem. Activating it might kill millions still under control, including unknowing civilians. Kira had to decide: save the few still human, or risk all. Infected to stop the signal forever. She looked down at Earth fires, glowing in the clouds. She had hours to choose. The sky rifts were growing, and Earth was almost gone. Kira strapped into the neural rig. You'll be inside the signal, Dr. Cass warned. If it grabs you, I can't pull you out. Kira nodded. Let's find out what's controlling us. The machine powered on and her body froze. Her mind was pulled inward. She opened her eyes inside a world that wasn't real. A dark city made of memories and broken thoughts. The sky was data. The ground whispered her name. Millions of voices echoed from the Shadows trapped, repeating the same patterns, stuck in loops. We ran, you didn't. Kira saw them, humanoid shapes locked in glass rooms, dreaming endlessly. Species, whole civilizations, all harvested. All used. This wasn't just about Earth. It was a prison. A system that had consumed planets. But something flickered in the dark, a strange mark left in the code. A key, the original message. Another species had been here before. And left a backdoor. A way to shut it all down. Suddenly, something inside the signal turned and saw her. It wasn't a program, it was alive. It lunged. Kira screamed as the rig surged. She had seconds left. And the key in her hand. The lunar base shook as alarms screamed. The rifts over Earth grew wider, pulling cities and oceans into the void. Kira, back in the real world but still weak, took control of the main antenna. She fed the alien code's hidden key into the transmitter. Start the broadcast. Cass shouted. A pulse shot through space, a sharp, high-frequency wave designed to break the psychic link controlling the infected. Screens across Earth flickered. People collapsed, gasping for breath as the infection loosened its grip. But the rifts fought back. They pulsed, closing slowly, pulling everything Earthborn toward them. Kira stayed at the console, holding the signal steady, even as pain tore through her mind. Her body shook, but she refused to quit. Outside, the rifts began to seal, but only if the signal held. Behind her, Cass called out, "Kira, you have to come back." She smiled faintly. Not this time. With a final push, Kira sacrificed herself, becoming the firewall Earth needed. As the last rift snapped shut, silence fell. Earth was saved, but at a terrible cost. And the stars waited, watching what would come next. Weeks after the last rift closed, Earth was quiet, but scarred. Cities lay in ruins. Survivors wandered, unsure what to believe. Kira was gone. Her sacrifice sealed the invasion's end, but left a void no one could fill. Then, one night, a faint signal pulsed through the rebuilt global network. A new message appeared on every screen. Clear, simple, different. You survived. We're listening now. No warning, no threat. Just a promise. Scientists scrambled to decode it. Governments sent out teams to find its source. Kira's closest allies felt hope for the first time in months. For the first time, Earth was no longer alone, and no longer prey. Somewhere in the darkness of space, an answer waited. Humanity had crossed a line. From test subjects to players in a cosmic game, the stars no longer hid their watchers. Earth's real story was just beginning.